Hey gang, welcome back to the Private Reserve Collection, another episode here at Jeff Lindberg Creates. If you haven't been here before, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and make sure you comment. This journey is about the two of us finding artists out there who are crafters, who are shaping the industry. And as you know, I'm super passionate about the Dudes Craft 2 movement. If you're a dude crafter, using hashtag DudesCraft2 helps the industry know that we're out there. So it was important for me to get another dude here on the show. This week's Private Reserve Collection features Ian Garland, the Off Kilter Crafter, who shares his passion for Cricut making, sewing, and paper crafting. I thought it was a great way to see the duality of the type of crafters that are out there. So why are we waiting? Here's the next episode of Craft Cocktails, the Private Reserve. It's a lot of practice. All right.
It is.
I need to get this entry correct. That's what I need to do. Hey gang, welcome back to Craft Cocktails, the Private Reserve Collection. Heading right into episode 4. You know, from the minute I started this, I knew that I could not have this show without having a dude crafter. I mean, I'm the professor of Dudes Craft 2, so it is only appropriate that I have my first dude crafter on the show today, and I couldn't be more excited. I've learned to call him friend, but of course I respected his journey in the YouTube world as well as the crafting world. His entry into the crafting world was a happy accident, but he hasn't looked back. With a newfound passion for sewing and being a YouTuber for over 5 years, it's my pleasure to welcome my guest, the Off Kilter Crafter, Ian Garland. Hi, Ian.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I'm so glad to have you. Welcome to the show.
I'm so honored that you would have me on the show. It's been really fun watching you go through this journey, and I've been loving your interview so far.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm glad to add you to the cocktail reserve that we offer to our viewers here at Jeff Lindberg Creates. I love that I'm trying to make it sound like it's this big collection, but it is kind of a big deal to have so many great creators like you join me and get to know my audience. When you think about your crafter journey, you were saying that it came as a happy accident. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, I actually wasn't really big into crafting. In college, I was a technical theater major with focus in light design and purchased a Cricut soon after graduating to help me with that kind of getting into light design and just different aspects of theater and the design that goes into theater. But then I found many videos on YouTube that led me into how to use it and how to craft with it. And that really sparked a new passion with me, and creating these cards and sending them to my friends and family. It really resonated with me when I got started with it.
Yeah, you have a strong connection to your Cricut. And I got to tell you, machines that make are how I got into this myself. In fact, Dan was exhausted by the amount of money I was spending on vinyl appliques for decor during the holidays, and he got me a silhouette machine in order to kind of curb that. Little did he know that I was going to jump into a Jennifer Maguire video and never look back. And my goodness, the amount of money that I spent on vinyls does not even hold a candle to the amount of money that we as crafters spend on our hobby. Do you have that same issue as you as we look around the room behind you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you can't see everything. The camera view hides a lot of it, but yeah, it's definitely, I spend a lot more than I probably should on crafting, but I think we're all guilty of that, and guilty of our stashes where we have things that we don't want to cut up because it's just too beautiful to cut or too beautiful to use. Do you have anything that you kind of stash away and keep off from using?
Well, I think that for a while there, I was on a paper kick right when I started, and a vinyl kick. So I have more vinyl. I should just actually send that vinyl to you, because you end up making it for me and sending it back. You guys, many of you follow me on Instagram, and you've seen Ian's work. 2 holiday decor front doors. You've done my Christmas front door as well as my Easter one, as we evoke the storyline of Loveburg Farms. And I love that you turn friend into client relationship, and Ian listens so well to exactly what I want. But anyway, I have way too much vinyl around here, and I'm not. In fact, the silhouette machine. Here's the truth about the silhouette machine. I was arranging the cabinetry of the craft studio here, and
Yeah.
it fell behind my work desk. And Ian, I haven't picked it up. It's been like
Oh,
it's
no.
been it's been well before quarantine. I would say it's been maybe 3 to 5 months where it's just flipped upside down and the cords are. And clearly, since I don't vacuum back there, that silhouette machine. That's so
Jeff,
disrespectful.
to pick it up.
That's disrespectful to Dan almost. Even I don't know. But
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah, it's actually yeah. I actually just said that out loud, which makes me have a new level of guilt. But yeah, I collected a lot of paper for cutting of papers, and then a lot of vinyl.
Off to the side, I have a stash of like my designer fabrics. These are the ones that are some of my favorite designers, and I just can't bring myself to cut up quite yet. I know at some point I'm going to make it happen, but I just need that time to like hold on to them and feel them and like hold them as my own, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird thing that we do, and I don't know why we do it, but it seems like everybody has that one thing that they just hold on to that brings them that joy. And I think that that joy is what keeps us from touching it or just, you know, holding it for a moment, looking at it and admiring it, and then setting it back down and coming back to it again.
Yeah. So many people can relate to having the duality that you have, the craft making side when it comes to paper making, and then the sewing and quilting side. How have you liked this duality? Have you seen commonalities between the two things, or are they two very different industries?
They're two very different industries, but yet there's such parallels between them, especially with designers, you know, designers who design in paper crafts and designers that design in fabric. They're two completely different lines of thought, but yet they still focus on the same elements of design or elements of color, or, you know, art is almost a oh, what am I looking for? A way to, it's almost a common language between all crafting. And I think that with these different crafting types, even though they are different, there's that line of consciousness, that stream of consciousness between everybody that's still the same. So I think it's been really cool. I think my paper crafting has helped my sewing ability, and my sewing ability has helped my paper crafting ability. They kind of blend together in many ways.
One of the things that I've always loved about you is that you quickly forgive yourself. I've watched a lot of your videos over the past year and couple of months that I've started to follow you. But I've noticed that you're so forgiving when something doesn't work out on your lives or in your makes. Have you always kind of given yourself that freedom, or is that something you've worked on?
Absolutely. It is not easy. You know, for a long time, I was exactly the same way, Jeff. It was trying to make sure that everything was absolutely perfect. And especially in college, going back to when I was doing theater design, like I had to have everything perfect. That's why I was a lighting designer, is because I'm a control freak. And for some reason, lighting designers are probably the worst of the control freaks in theater. And, you know, I had to have everything perfect. And I finally, when I started doing paper crafting, I had to have everything perfect. But that really came with a pretty strong burnout, and realizing that I'm never going to be that level, and I don't need to be that level. The people who receive my cards and my crafts, they appreciate it because it's handmade by me. And I think that's the most important thing that we need to remind ourselves, is that it's handmade, and we are sharing our love and sharing our passion with the next person. And even though it's not perfect, we're putting our heart and soul into it. A lot of my viewers have also told me that they really appreciate this honesty and this imperfection in the work that I do. Because hell, I've dropped an ink pad straight down onto my project, and I'm like, well, we're going to figure out how to fix this, right?
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
you kind of go with it and go with the flow. And a lot of times those accidents turn into happy accidents, and you get something even more amazing than what you originally were going to start with. So, you know, you kind of pointed to yourself saying like, oh, you know, you get really into trying to get that perfection. So what do you feel like your biggest mistake has been?
Well, I think that it is the mistake of trying to achieve all of the things that one assumes comes with paper crafting notoriety. And the competition side of me has never found its way through sports. I've never had that. Certainly in theater, I've competed and auditioned for many parts before. Um, but I think it's just the perfection side coming out and wanting it to look as good. I think I'm frustrated with color right now. Color continues to challenge me, and it's not Roy G. Biv, and it's not warm or cooler colors. It's the fact of how some things could actually go together. And so the techniques that I'm sharing with people more and more that have helped me are swatching colors out. So important. I wish that I had done that many years ago. And also getting color boards in my Instagram feed so that I'm just inundated with color ideas, and then following those ideas on Pinterest. And you can tell that so many people love talking color that you can actually learn from them. So yeah, I just need to get a little bit better at color, but I would say that mine is the competition to myself and the perfection of that. So my friend, one of the things that people love to do around here is play games. At least I do. Do you think that you'd be interested in joining me in a game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting for this.
Awesome. I love it. I can already sense your competitive side coming out, which is great. My friend, you are going to play I'm Going to Score That. It's one of our other games that we have here. We've only played it once. I'm Going to Score That is a game of statistics. And it's based on a game that most people know of as Closest to the Pin. And it works like this. I'm going to give you a pop culture or statistical topic. And that topic has a range, a number range in it. And you need to get as close to that target number as possible. If you land right on the number, well, that's a point for the board. And if you get one away from the number, below or above it, you get a half a point. Right now, the only person that's ever played the game is Callie Person, and she has marked the board with 1. So today's game, you need to at least get 2 in order to take her on the board. Sound good? Awesome.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get 2.
Okay, there you go. I love it. So today for lunch, Dan and myself had pizza, and it got me thinking a lot about pizza. What kind of pizza do you like?
Well, my choice is a little controversial. I like Canadian bacon and pineapple pizza.
That actually sounds lovely. That's not what we had today, but we had a tremendous amount of pizza. So let's go ahead and play a game that focuses on a lot of details about pizza. So, Ian, I just wanted you to know that pizza is a big business in the domestic United States. It's so big that it's actually in the billions. Over $28 billion annually. In a range from $28 billion to $48 billion, how many $billion worth of pizza are sold annually in our United States? And again, the number is from 28 billion to 48 billion. How many billions do you think are sold annually?
Oh, man. Does that include this year when everybody's been in quarantine?
No, that is an important fact for our story. That does not include this year. This is last year's number.
All right, between 28 and 48. I'm going to go with 36.
Oh, okay. Excellent. The actual number is 38 billion. Oh, we didn't get on the board, but you were very close. Good. Yes, $38 billion annually from last year's numbers. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. That's a lot of dough.
Oh, dough. Nice work. All right, let's move on to our second fact about pizza. We all kind of know our answer to what kind of pizza you like. We now know yours. Over 60% of those people love thin crust, though. Thin crust has over 60% of people behind it. Having said that, between 60 and 65% love it. So in a number between 60 and 65, how many Americans prefer thin crust pizza?
They're just crazy because thin crust is not the best. I don't know who thinks that thin crust is the best, but whatever. We'll go with it.
Big number. It's over 60%.
Obviously, I mean, I didn't realize that most of society was a little crazy, but anyways.
Not fully crazy, because that would be over 65%. So between 60 and 65, what do you think?
62%.
Half a point. You get a half a point there. That was 61% of Americans. So you were only 1.5 off. So we've scored a little bit higher than we needed to. Deep dish was 14%, by the way. And so the people that calculate this, I have no idea. So 61%. So you're half point on the board. All right, 2 more to go with a 0.5 on the board. Still haven't defeated Callie, but you can take her. You can take her. You can get to the rounded 2 for sure, at least with what we have here. All right. So, Dan and myself ate pizza today. We're taping this on a Monday. But as you think of the week as Sunday through Saturday, according to Uber Eats, what night of the week do most Americans order their pizza? Again, this is based on Uber Eats last year.
I'm going to say, so I know when I get to Friday, I don't want to think about anything else. I don't want to, I finished the work week. I'm tired. I don't want to think about dinner. So I'm going to say Friday is probably the most common day.
It's actually Saturday, which brings us to a full point, which is good. You and Callie are tied. This is nice. We're doing well here. So at least we have a tie. To take her off the board, however, or to not just stay tied with her, because I can't have a showdown between the two of you unless I bring you back on a Skype call. This is your last fast fact to knock her off the board, at least with a 0.5 or a full point. All right, so Dennis Tran is the winner of the 2016 Domino's Fastest Pizza Making Contest, and he's able to do it in no time flat. He's a franchise owner out of Tallahassee here in Florida, and he can make pizzas fast. In fact, he can make 3 pizzas in just under 36 seconds. But he has a different number with just 1 pizza. So how many seconds do you think that he's clocked for just 1? So if he can do 3 pizzas in 36 seconds, how many seconds between 1 and 36 do you think that he can make just 1?
I thought this was going to be easy, Jeff.
I know. It's the last question, so.
Okay, so he can make 3 pizzas in 36 seconds. I feel like there's got to be something about that 36 seconds where he's like laying everything out and then throwing everything on. So I think maybe, this is so hard. I'm going to say 28 seconds for 1 pizza.
Oh, he's so much better than you're giving him credit for. He can make 1 pizza in just 11 seconds flat.
What?
I know.
Oh, man.
There you go, my friend. You didn't take Callie off the board, but you sure did tie her, I guess. That's good. That's good. So we have Callie and Ian in some type of showdown. Maybe I'll have to have y'all have an Instagram showdown or something, and we'll decide. I haven't really thought out how we're going to deal with the tie before, but congratulations on having 1 full point on I'm going to score that. You did great.
Thank you.
Ian, where can people find you on the socials?
Yeah, everybody can find me on YouTube, Off Kilter Crafter Ian, and then of course on Instagram as well. I've been pretty active over there. You can check me out at the same name, Off Kilter Crafter Ian.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, even though I've got a dude on the show, I still have to celebrate a dude crafter. Today I'm celebrating my friend Adam. He's out of Europe. He's a paper artist, and he is on design teams for Cat Scrappiness, A Perfect Time, Craft Challenge Blog, RG Avenue, and Joy Claire. And he can be found at ARK513 or ARK513. I'll throw his information up as well. We love to celebrate our dude crafters, right?
Absolutely.
Anything for our closing before we go?
No, thank you very much for having me, and it's always good to talk to you.
Excellent. And like I said, it's a joy to be your friend as well as your colleague. I appreciate it very much. Well, my friend, you can, of course, find Ian at his social handles. I'll throw them up at the end of today's episode. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I love getting to know all these crafters. I hope you do too. If you have recommendations for people to join me on Craft Cocktails Private Reserve, be sure to leave a description here in our comments. And of course, hit that notification button. I'd love to talk to you. This is a social experience after all. Thanks so much for tuning in. And hey, have a great day, everyone. Thanks.
Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter, and I can't wait for you to catch me over on Jeff Lindbergh Creates.